From WHO TV 13, this is Newscenter 13 live from Des Moines. Brought to you by Black's Furniture.
Good morning, I'm Barbara Benell. At 6:45, 45 degrees on a fairly mild Friday morning. Skies should be clearing this morning with the Weather Service promising us sunshine this afternoon, a high today and tomorrow of 57, but a chance of rain for the weekend. More on the weather in a moment. 6 Democrats who want to be president interspersed jokes with mild jabs in a debate on education in Des Moines last night. Each of the 6 candidates pledged to make education a top priority in their administration and pushed for more spending on schools. They reserved their toughest comments for the Reagan administration and gave President Reagan an unexcused absence as his grade on education. But the candidates broke a little new ground, and one wondered aloud if they were losing their audience during the 2-hour debate. Casey's General Stores may build a new $8 million office and warehouse complex near Ankeny, but they say it'll happen only if a proposed small plane airport is built. The company wants to consolidate its offices, warehouse, and truck repair operation. Casey's president, Donald Lamberti, says having the airport nearby would save them a lot of time. Polk County officials will gauge interest in the airport at a meeting later this month. The big questions in Iowa City today are whether the Hawkeyes will have to forfeit any games and whether star running back Kevin Harmon will be able to play tomorrow. Newscenter 13 first brought you the story on allegations that Harmon had accepted cash and gifts from a professional agent. Yesterday, we talked to those with the answers. NCAA spokesman Steve Morgan in Kansas City told us there would be no penalty against the university unless athletic officials knew of any violations. Newscenter 13 also talked to Big Ten Commissioner Wayne Duke, who says there's been no discussion of forcing the university to forfeit any games. Meanwhile, Iowa head coach Hayden Fry says he intends to play Harmon tomorrow unless the NCAA tells him Harmon can't play. An Ames woman found out even 5-time losers can become big winners. Dolores Stevenson won the $600,000 jackpot as she sat at home watching the Iowa lottery drawing last night. She got to be the mystery guest by sending in 5 losing tickets. She's only the 2nd home player to ever win the jackpot. Dolores and her husband run Sullivan's Restaurant in Ames. And tonight at 6 on Newscenter 13, we'll have the latest on Kevin Harmon and his future at the University of Iowa. And Dane Placco continues his week-long look at Morning Drive Radio with a visit to morning man Dick Youngs of KIOA. He's been around for 25 years. It's tonight at 6 on Newscenter 13. And that's a look at news. I'll have weather in a moment. Normal high for this date, 53. Our normal low, 34. We're well within that range. Record high, 76 in 1909. 12 degrees above zero in 1959. Sunrise at 6:52 and sunset at 5:04 this evening. Right now it's 45 degrees, looking out over Des Moines. Dew point at 29. Cloudy skies this morning. They should be clearing later on. Humidity at 53%. Southeast winds at 7 and barometer falling from 30.28. Today's forecast, decreasing cloudiness, sunshine by this afternoon with a high of 57. Increasing cloudiness tonight. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour and a low of 40. Then mostly cloudy, 30% chance of rain on Saturday and a high of 57. That's news for now. I'll see you again at 7:25. I'm Barb Benell. Back now to NBC.
From WHO TV 13, this is Newscenter 13 live from Des Moines. Brought to you by M&M Sales.
Good morning, I'm Barbara Benell. It's 7:25, 45 degrees. Fairly mild this morning as we head for a high of 57. Cloudy this morning, but sunshine this afternoon and a chance of rain throughout the weekend. I'll have more on the forecast in a moment. The 6 Democratic contenders were quizzed on education issues in a debate in Des Moines last night. But as Newscenter 13's Dane Placco reports, the candidates are faced with an image problem. They don't have any, and they were hoping last night's debate would help.
And what do we have? 2 more to go?
This was the debate the candidates said they'd try to set themselves apart. But at least through the first hour, they sounded as if they were reading from the same script. For example, on the issue of homeschooling.
We've always had a wall of separation between the church and state in our country, and that also has to be maintained.
I oppose tuition tax credits and those kinds of devices for supporting private and parochial schools.
Only Tennessee Senator Albert Gore broke from the pack, saying he respects the right of parents to teach their kids at home. It's also apparent the candidates have been going to school themselves, media school.
to think.
Instead of looking at the audience or the questioners,
When, in the present system, they effectively take a vow of poverty as they leave school to become teachers.
they spend more time staring straight into the lens of the TV camera.
We've got to get rid of all the...
The candidates were also unanimous in their disgust for President Reagan's education policy and his controversial Secretary of Education, William Bennett.
I'll start on election night by sending a telegram to Secretary William Bennett and telling him to start cleaning out his desk.
And they all promised, if elected, to spend more money on education programs.
Education is never spending. It's always investment. You get the highest possible return for the investment.
The 6 candidates will be in town through the weekend for the big Jefferson-Jackson Day dinner Saturday night and yet another debate on Sunday. The Armstrong factory in Des Moines has cleared another hurdle. A committee of the United Rubber Workers International ratified pay cuts taken by Des Moines workers. The next step is voting by rank-and-file union members in all 4 Armstrong plants, then ratification by the International's executive board. Des Moines is reaching a helping hand out to her sister city in Mexico. These clothes were donated at local fire stations, the City Hall, and the St. Vincent de Paul store on 6th Avenue. A week from now, they'll be heading to Naucalpan, a suburb of Mexico City. Workers began boxing up the donated clothing this week, but there's still time to help out if you want. Take your extra clothes to any fire hall, City Hall, or St. Vincent de Paul. And tonight on Newscenter 13, we'll have the latest on Kevin Harmon and the University of Iowa. Coach Hayden Fry says Harmon will play tomorrow unless the NCAA says he can't. And Kelly Eckerman concludes her profile of talk star Oprah Winfrey, the Oprah you don't see every day on Oprah Close Up, tonight at 10 on Newscenter 13. And that's a look at news. I'll have weather in a moment. Looks like we're going to have a fairly nice day ahead. Decreasing cloudiness as we look out over Grand Avenue this morning. Sunny this afternoon and a high of 57. Increasing clouds again tonight. Southeast winds and a low of 40. Then mostly cloudy tomorrow. 30% chance of rain on Saturday and a high of 57. That's news for now. I'll see you again at 8:25. I'm Barb Benell. Back now to NBC.